Yo, 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 what is going on, everybody? Hello. It is so good to see you. Let me make sure the music is playing. Yeah, there it is. I can hear it coming through. We'll just double check and make sure everything else looks good. Stream health, how's that coming along? Says excellent connection. Amazing. All right. Well, happy Green Candle Day to everybody out there. We can see that it's been a good day for crypto overall. Been a good day specifically here in the Splinterlands, and we'll just call it the Hive gaming ecosystem. Really just gaming overall, because if you take a look at this top chart here, you can see Gala is up 10%. I wish we could get more gaming tokens included here on Splinter Cards, because this is like one of my main go-tos. Actually, you know what? Let's do this. Let's head over to, you can see Prime is up as well. Let's see, or down 1246, 1276, up 1.6%. So not quite the same. Let's do this. I just want to look at gaming real quick, and then and then I promise I will jump into the chat to say hello to all you awesome folks out there. So gaming, or GameFi. You see Beam is up. Oh, so let's look at the 24-hour here specifically. Sandbox up 5, ApeCoin up 11%, Gala up 11, Illuvium up 11. You got Floki, big time. Yeah, I mean it's looking relatively green on the 24-hour, which is good. Well, let me just go ahead and sort this. See if there's anything that I know. Alien World, Altura, Artifact, Decimated. Okay. Good stuff. On the 30-day, though, I don't know any of these. Oh, I have heard of Pixel. Look at this. Up 150% almost. Beam looking solid. I did get into that a little bit. NFA, not financial advice. Cypher is up 80% on the month. Been hearing lots of good things. Obviously, Prime did well, 76%. Very cool. Okay. Yeah, let's not look at Splinterlands on the month, because that's not fantastic. All right, so we'll get back here. You guys can see, at least for the tokens that most folks here are following, SPS looking good, about 2.7, DEC right around peg. We did see massive sell-offs in GLX and then the GLUSD, so the stable token there in that ecosystem, which was not surprising, but still disappointing nonetheless. I was hoping people would have a little bit more faith, but you know what? Their faith hasn't been rewarded as much as I'm sure they were hoping. So at this point, it was probably the most obvious pump and dump that was going to happen. And now you have a lot of folks who ended up staking their GLX that are probably just stuck for the next 4 weeks. But at that point, hopefully the airdrops will go live, so you'll get some kind of a benefit out of it. All right, let's see who's here. We got Plato. What's going on, man? Good to see you around. I hope you are doing well. Luke, what's going on? Almeal, good to see you here. Luke says, yeah, BTC booming. I mean, 54K is nothing to sniff at. Once we get, if we can get into the 60s, I think all of a sudden we're going to be like in striking distance before the halving of an all-time high. Which again, I'm trying to stay as conservative as possible. I don't know that we're going to hit new all-time high before the halving, but it would buck the trend. It would be different. And if we hit the all-time high before the halving, can you imagine what happens afterwards? But whatever everybody's expecting to happen usually doesn't happen. It's usually the opposite. So, I'm just cautiously optimistic. I got my bags packed. I'm still packing a couple more, and then for projects like this with SPS, I hold the assets that continue packing my bags over time. So I'm very, very much looking forward to that. I just want to see. Oh, so I haven't watched the Killer Whales episode yet, but I did listen to the spaces that Aggie was on earlier today. And I just posted this on Twitter as well. I really think we need to get Aggie out there, like talking on as many podcasts, shows, and whatever. I mean, he's chief FOMO officer, right? Like Matt's always going to be like the hype guy for Splinterlands. just because he talks, brings ideas and stuff. But Aggie, again, what I love about what Aggie's doing or what he's done is he's able to take a lot of like the larger ideas from the entire ecosystem, and really put those together in a nice way. And obviously, me, I'm very excited for Moon Carts and the Arcade Colony platform. So at this point, I'm thinking, he can go out there and shill Splinterlands and shill everything else, because now it's not just a trading card game. Now it's a trading card game. There's a land expansion that, hopefully will continue to be added upon. There will hopefully be a tower defense genre of game at some point in the near future. There's kart racing, and there's, this MLSPA, and hopefully any other kind of, sports games that they're able to add to the GLS platform over the next couple of over the next year. I really hope they're able to add something. I have not heard anything. I don't know anything, but I would imagine if I was in Aggie shoes right now, I would be hardcore trying to find any kind of sports game. It doesn't need to be, let me put it this way, it doesn't need to be some kind of partnership with a major league or organization. It just needs to be a fun game. Look at how many people are playing Moon Carts right now versus how many people are playing what's that called? How many people are playing GLG, right? Genesis League Goals. And the truth is, I have no idea how many people are playing Genesis League Goals. Maybe more are, but guess what? They're not streaming their gameplay. They're not getting together with friends on a random Saturday or getting together with Weirdbeard and, having a good time, like, making it a social event. It's just not that type of game. And I really think, if Moon Carts can be successful in integrating that, they have to do that by the end of, I was going to say by the end of the year, but obviously the sooner the better. And I don't know how long development's going to take or integration and all that, but my hope is that we're going to have a fun summer in the in the crypto ecosystem. So my phone once again is doing this thing where it just keeps restarting the stream. I don't know if that's the case for you guys or not, but hopefully it's not. And now it's frozen. So awesome. Hold on, give me 1 second, guys. Just so I can see the comments here. Okay, speaking of comments, let's jump back in to where we were at. Chris, what's going on? Chris says, yo, what do you think the colony token price is going to be? I don't think it's going to be too far off from GLX. So my guess is, let's see. There's also going to be more of it, right? Because we minted pretty much the amount of GLX there is. Plus, there's going to be the airdrop that starts within the next couple of weeks. So that's sell pressure. I wouldn't be surprised if we were 0.002, 0.001. I think it's gonna be lower than GLX. That's so for anybody thinking that it was gonna be higher, I think it'll be lower. And until the game or a game goes live, obviously we're talking Moon Carts right now, until that goes live and there's any kind of utility, like here we are once again where we're just printing tokens, we're printing money out of thin air with no utility, right? So yeah, it's fun, airdrop, everybody gets free money, right? But the sell-off from that, I think, is going to be fast. It's going to be hard, and there's going to be a period of accumulation, and it really just depends on if the utility that they can give the colony token over the next couple of months will be able to outweigh the sell pressure from the airdrop, because we haven't even seen that. We barely even see that with SPS, right? And SPS has a lot of utility, a lot of direct, a lot of indirect utility. So my guess is that it's just going to be straight down and to the right when it comes out. And hopefully when the game goes live, there will be certain kinds of things that you will need to have colony staked for. But if we're going to get the token in the next couple of weeks, and then we're going to get the ongoing airdrop set up, yeah, I mean it's going to be less than GLX, because there'll just be more out there, and the sell pressure will be even higher. I mean, granted, now you might get some people, or a significant percentage of the population that wants that is like willing to speculate on Arcade Colony more than they would on something like GLX, right? And I think there's definitely a good enough reason for that, because if you just look at apples to apples, what games and experiences are offered, again, maybe I'm just speaking for myself. I'm really not trying to hate on GLG too much, but Mooncarts is miles faster, better, whatever you want to, whatever analogy you want to use. It's just way better. It's miles ahead of GLG in terms of games that I would want to play. And here's the thing, I actually do want to try and get into GLG. They even posted something earlier today. It's just every time I try to go in there, I don't really know what's going on. So it'd be fun if anybody here is really into GLG and is willing to like walk me through. And I don't know how much I would need to put together like a decent team, how much capital I would need to put it together, just like a low to mid-level team. I'd be willing to do it just to try and give the game a proper shot, because every time I go in now, I just get beat down because I don't have any subs. I have the minimum number of cards that are all level 1, and I'm just not playing. I'm not paying attention. It is what it is. So yeah, people want that. Sorry, that was a little bit of an aside. Going back to the Mooncarts and colony token discussion from Chris. Yeah, so I think people would probably be willing to speculate more on Arcade Colony simply because Mooncarts looks good, feels good, plays good. And so in that way, yeah, I reserve the right to be absolutely wrong about my price prediction for Arcade Colony. But I think early on, you're going to see a lot of people selling, because it's going to be speculation both ways, right? You're going to see a lot of people selling because they're going to take the profits and free money now, and they're thinking that they may be able to get in cheaper later, right? Because I'm sitting here saying like it's probably going to go down, right? A lot of people are going to sell, so there might be a Goldilocks moment in a month or two, right? Or that period of time between when the airdrop starts, or when the tokens go live, when the airdrop starts, and when what's that called? When Mooncarts actually goes live. But I was reading the announcements, and I'll do a video for this separately, but it looks like the Mooncarts pre-sale is happening on March 5th, which is what, a week from now? That's not very far away. Yeah, March 5th. That's next week. So I'll need to get more information on that. Obviously, I have a bunch of script token from just sitting in the LPs. I made a video about that, but I'm probably just going to use all of that for packs. Okay, Luke says, I'm up 20% on BTC and 30% up ETH, so I'm happy. Let's go, man. Happy for you. Chris says, also, did you see all the crypto influencers fighting? We need me to get onto the next one repping Splinterlands. Oh, I saw BitBoy boxing, which is crazy, man. Like, that man's fighting like he's got nothing to lose, and I feel like he's even said he has nothing to lose. But that was interesting. I have no idea what that's all about, but I'm a big UFC fan, big MMA fan, mainly just UFC, I should say. So I don't know what this whole thing, like this whole move for like influencers to get into boxing or UFC or just any kind of combat sports is, but it's entertaining to say the least. And no, I'm not going to be fighting anybody. But Chris, I would love to see you get in the ring or the octagon. Onk 12, what's going on? Thank you, Onk. I appreciate you. Luke says, I don't have high hopes for colony token price. Yeah, I'm in the same boat as you. Marco says, are nodes a good investment? Oh, man, Marcos, come on. Also, Marcos, I don't think we've ever spoken before. You might be either new to the channel, new to the game, new to the channel, or just new to commenting. Let me know. Now, okay, so not financial advice. This is a gaming channel, but I will say that from a gaming perspective, the one thing that nodes offer, which is fantastic, is a much higher return on your dollar for vouchers. So if you want vouchers, if you need vouchers, right now this thing is paying 37%, right? If you want or need vouchers, because vouchers are your access to really cool things in the game, then nodes would be the way to do it. But again, like, if you ask a blanket statement, like, are they a good investment? I can't tell you, man. I mean, look, I'm one of the people that got burned on nodes, going heavy on them right when the first tranche sold out. So I wouldn't necessarily say so, but at the same time, it's just like there's certain benefits, such as the voucher thing that I told you about earlier. And yeah, to me, honestly, nodes are just dead weight on the ecosystem right now. They've added unnecessary inflation to both vouchers and SPS, actually, right? Because we're paying out SPS, and they're not doing anything. I don't need to do anything to provide value to the network. So we're now approaching 2 years since nodes went live, and 2 year or year and a half since the rewards fully went live for nodes. And it's like, man, can you just imagine if we hadn't been printing all those vouchers or hadn't been printing all that SPS, where we could potentially be right now. But that's a mistake that we're just gonna have to live with. I don't know. Maybe they don't view it as a mistake. I don't know. But to me, like the rewards should have never gone live. Like you could have, but then the sale would have never been successful too, right? So it's just a weird thing because they're not doing anything right now. But sorry, that's me. I'll get off my high horse about nodes from just a principal level. From an investment standpoint, again, it really just depends on what you want. I can't answer that question for you. I can tell you the numbers, the raw numbers. It pays you 37%, 38% for your APR if you're able to grab one on Hive Engine right now. That's significantly higher than what you get paid for just staking SPS. But staking SPS has other benefits, right? Increases your in-game rewards. So again, it just comes down to what you want. Luke agrees, wouldn't say so. Luke also says, I'm hyped for new games, but not optimistic with prices of stuff. I wonder what you mean by that. If you're talking about like the $5 packs for Arcade Colony or for Moon Carts, yeah, I'm with you. It just seems such a high barrier of entry. Like, I don't know, man. It'd be so awesome if they could get away with like doing $1 or $2 packs, right? And then just make it so like you got to combine more cards. But at least people feel like they can get in, like $4 per pack, or even $5 per pack. And then you still need to, on top of that, combine 400 copies of something. I don't know. There has to be a way in which you can have casual people, be able to join games. And so far, we haven't seen that with Splinterlands. We haven't really seen that with GLG, although I'll admit that I'm not like fully following GLG. I will say this. What I like about Arcade Colony, but what I like about Moon Carts is the fact that it's a different kind of skill, and that skill may be enough to overcome having, a decked out racer. Like if somebody has like a layout or a preset on their cars and drivers and all this, and it costs them $8,000, right? Imagine like a Rebellion style thing, cost them $8,000. This could also backfire, but if somebody comes in with like level 1, but they're able to just be like a fantastic racer, so like their skill set is solid, and they're able to beat the other people like who have higher level stuff, that could be pretty cool. I mean, I wouldn't want that to be the case because then people wouldn't go heavy on it. But at the same time, there also needs to be a play in which, or a game mode in which like you could just be super casual. And it really just comes down to skill set, right? So I don't know how they're going to do with Arcade Colony. I hope they have certain types of like leagues that separate out. But even if they just had like an arcade mode where it's like, novice, right? And it's just for the fun of it. So you're going up against people who have just the same level stuff as you. To me, like that could add a lot of value because then you could, like, anybody could plug and play, right? And it wouldn't necessarily be about the rewards. It's actually about the gameplay. So, all right, Mystic Force, what's going on? Hello. Marcos says, what is a good investment to do at Splinterlands? Marcos, are you new? Because honestly, we've been waiting for new players to come to the game. So I don't want to assume, but just based on your questions, it feels like you could be newer to the ecosystem. So first of all, welcome, if that is the case. Again, I really, this is not a financial channel or investment channel. This is a gaming channel, but I'll say this. I'll speak to you as an investor and as a player, right? Because I came to the game as an investor first. So as a player, obviously the best thing that you can grab are cards, because The better cards you have, the higher level they are, the better your experience will be, the more games you'll win, the higher you'll climb the rankings. Simple as that, right? Now, there is a certain amount of SPS that you will need as well in order to earn rewards. And, there's a table that's floating out there that will provide you some kind of multiplier on, your SPS earnings. But overall, like, if you just want to have a good time with the game, it's all about the cards. And over time, if you have good cards and you're playing at higher levels and you have, at least some SPS staked, you're going to be winning SPS for every game that you win. You're going to be earning SPS for every game that you win. Plus, you can get involved with a guild and play in brawls, earn SPS that way. You can play in tournaments at all levels, right? Bronze, silver. So even at the lower levels, you can get into tournaments, play, and, so there's a lot of opportunities to earn SPS. So if you're coming at this from a gaming or a player standpoint, cards are where it's at. And cards are significantly cheaper right now, all things considered, compared to where things have been traditionally for this game. You have a new set, right? Rebellion, which is out, and these are selling at a premium because they're brand new. But the Chaos Legion set, these are going for like $1 a pack right now. Sorry, even less than $1 a pack. And you're able to, build up a decent collection from that and just get your feet wet and get started. Now, from an investment standpoint, again, it's not financial advice. I'm not a financial investor, but the way that I approach things is the most important thing for this ecosystem is SPS, right? And it is in the team's best interest. It is in the community's best interest. It is in the DAO's best interest. It is in every other individual asset's best interest that SPS goes to the moon. So when you have everything aligned like that, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just saying that, for me, most important bag in the game is SPS. Now, yeah, I've gone in on nodes and other things to, and LPs just to kind of diversify out there. But at the end of the day, right, like, if this game is going to be successful as a Web3 play to earn crypto game, and I mean that not in how much fun people are having, but the reach that it can have based on its success financially, it's all going to come back down to SPS. SPS going to the moon literally saves everything else in the ecosystem. And I know some people disagree with me on that, but I just respectfully disagree. I like, at the end of the day, SPS is the most important asset. And so, everything that the team is doing, everything that the DAO is doing is trying to get SPS as high as possible in value. And when you consider the fact that, SPS is hard capped at 3 billion, it is the only asset in the game that is both hard capped and there's a burn mechanism. So it's almost a deflationary asset in certain ways. Now, granted, the supply is going to continue distributing out for the next 3 to 5 years, right? We're halfway through some things. We just started in others, but there's a deflationary aspect to it because, for example, nodes are hard capped at 60K, but I don't, there's no plan for people to just start burning nodes, not intentionally, right? Same thing with lands. Lands are capped as of now at 150K. So, but unless somebody makes a mistake, nobody's really out there burning land. But you need to burn SPS in order to get DEC, in order to pay for things within the game. So there is an intentional burn there, which actually makes it the only deflationary asset within the entire ecosystem. So you combine all of those things together, okay? You combine all those things together and think to yourself, okay, well, SPS is the driver of everything. You need it in order to earn rewards in the game. You need it in order to buy, certain things within the game, such as, packs and cards. Sorry, well, not cards, but, packs specifically. And when I say you need it, you need to burn DEC in order to get, you need to burn SPS in order to get DEC to buy packs. You could use credits, but even still, then on the back end, the team's going to burn DEC for it. Well, I guess they wouldn't burn it. Sorry, they send it to the DAO, right? So DEC is still required, whether or not you're doing the burning of SPS. So you think about it that way, where it's just like it's the main driver for everything in the ecosystem, and it's in everybody's best interest for it to go to the moon, and it's the only deflationary one, right? Like, to me, that's where the value is. And before people come at me with like, oh, cards are deflationary. Yeah, individual cards are deflationary. Cards as an asset class are not deflationary. Because I'll tell you this, I'm playing in gold right now. I have a level 2 Mantroth instead of a level 3. I have a bunch of cards, Rebellion cards there's a bunch of Rebellion cards that I don't have yet, and I'm still able to play the game. And I think what you're going to see happen in the future, that this is only going to get accentuated more, is the fact that people will play with incomplete collections, meaning that they're not going to be completionists. They're just going to play with incomplete collections, and they're going to do their best. And that's going to be enough, right? That's going to be enough. I'm earning a good amount of SPS right now through that. We'll see how that goes after the rank rewards go live, but you don't need all the cards. And so I think that attitude is only going to become more prevalent as cards become more scarce, right? Individual cards become more scarce, and hopefully their prices actually start going up. But we'll have to see how that goes. Okay, let's keep on going here. But good questions, Marcos. Hopefully that was beneficial for you. So Bitcoin Sig says, try to take advantage of airdrop. Prices crash. Oh, I know. I mean, it's where is it at right now? I think it was at like 60 cents or something like that, 60 or 70 cents. The way that I'm looking at it is just like, okay, as long as Script doesn't crash too hard, then I'm okay, right? Script would need to crash to like below 50% its peg, I think. Because right now, overall, like the USD dollar value that I have is down like, it's not even down 25%. So I don't know. In a way, it's just like either the script needs to hold its value, or if I'm planning to buy the Mooncards packs, hopefully the packs will retain certain value. And my hope is that, Aggie and team looked at what Matt was able to accomplish with the Rebellion pack sale and does something similar. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But at the same time, I was also a really big opponent to them minting Script or doing a fork for Script, which essentially just printed $555,000 out of thin air. I wish that could have just come from Colony. So, Chris was asking about Colony token earlier. It would have been fantastic if you forced people to burn Colony immediately for the packs, but it is what it is. Blockchain Project says, I'm up nearly 200% on my BRC20 tokens. Yeah, that feels like it's going to be a narrative this time around. Bitcoin layer 2. Nice. Means some of that value will go to SPS and AC. See? So here's the thing. I mean, guys, this is how it always works. Bitcoin goes up, and then you have an alt season afterwards, right? Bitcoin, then large cap, then mid cap, and then finally small cap or low cap alts. So it's just a nice cascading down. So if Bitcoin pumps now, we are definitely micro cap, right? What's our market cap? 30 million? 32 million. So it'll take a while for that to filter down. But when it does, hopefully it is something that rips up hard and fast. All right. Luke says, GLG, GLX, and Colony from investment point of view, I'm keeping 10-foot pole away. Fair enough. Fun playing, I would be down to add a bit. Wait, hold on. Fun playing, I would be down to add a bit. What do you mean by that? It sounds like you don't want anything to do with GLX or Colony. Okay, so blockchain, yes to GLX, but Colony might be more interesting. Yeah, fair enough. Oh, I think I'm just behind on chat. Oh yeah, shoot, I'm like 14 minutes behind. All right, got it. Thanks. It's really mysterious. I think this is in reference to the nodes. So hopefully that was helpful. Nodes are just there right now. So I don't know what else to say. I would say best bet is renting cards and playing the game, or risk flipping cards. Yeah, so that's actually one of the best things that Splinterlands has, and we should be talking about that more. The ability to just come in and try the game out by renting cards. I remember like the reason I didn't get into Axie versus Splinterlands back in 2021 was because I didn't want to fork up the money to buy Axies when I didn't know anything about the Axies. And I didn't want to just buy stuff off the floor, floor price, because that it's not going to be great then. So, when I saw the rental market, which was live and functioning well in 2021 for Splinterlands, that to me was another selling point. And right now, obviously there's a ton of cards out there. So renting is actually cheap. but we'll have to wait and see if people take advantage of that. And when you change this next game season, it's going to be much nicer and fun to rank up. Very true. So Almiel says, once SPS chain is up and node is operational, first miners will mine tons of SPS. I agree, nodes are the best investment at the moment. Interesting. Okay. Well, I wouldn't say that nodes are the best investment, but they offer something great. Now, here's the thing, though. Almiel, you're talking about once SPS chain is up. Let's take some predictions here. When do you think the SPS chain is going to get up? I don't think it's gonna be within the next couple of years. That sounds like a major project that the team has, I'll be honest, no interest in doing right now. Mainly because they got a bunch of other stuff on their plate, all game related. So I know they want to move towards this kind of like decentralized space, but the lack of focus on nodes, to me, just kind of shows their hand on how like they feel about getting the game like, fully decentralized from that standpoint, right? And I'm not even trying to say anything negative. I'm literally just saying like there's so many things that they need and want to add to the game: land, ranked rewards, or just the TCG, new player experience, all that stuff. That nodes has become like, nodes were on the list last year, but they just kept getting delayed and delayed and delayed. Now they've actually been pushed off to, let's let GLX do it. And guess what? We thought GLX was supposed to do it last year, and they didn't. They barely got a functioning game out with rewards last year, and now here we are on a day where Aggie's not talking about nodes, but we have no idea when the GLS nodes are going to go live, right? We're talking about a brand new platform and a brand new pre-sale and a bunch of other things. So for all of the we'll put it for all the haters out there. I mean, this is your time. Like, you should be pointing this stuff out, right? You should be pointing out the fact that like there's still stuff that has not been focused on, and it's just more pre-sales and more token printing unnecessarily. And don't get me wrong, I'm excited. I like it. I'm just calling it out for what it is. The name of the game is selling drops immediately because inflation always kills ROI. Agreed. So Almiel, this is when they do it, which could still be 6 months to a year away. Yeah, see, I disagree with that. I don't think there's any chance nodes come out this year. Not for Splinterlands. Okay. Just because they're waiting for GLS to do it. And right now Aggie hasn't said a single word about nodes. He's way too excited about Colony and way too excited about Mooncarts and way too excited about season 2 of GLS. So my guess is that it's not coming out anytime this year. And if I had to guess, if I had to be bearish, if you want to put my Papa Bear hat on, I don't know what's on the docket for next year, but my guess is it's not going to happen next year either. So earliest nodes would go live, and this is not even SPS chain, this is just nodes going live, in my opinion, would probably be 2026. And yeah, I'm being very bearish right now. Only on nodes, not on the rest of the game. Mainly because and there's a reason for this. It's because I'm actually being somewhat optimistic on the uptick of the game in the crypto market. So there's a lot that the team wants to accomplish, both with land and with ranked play and new player experience. They want to do all that stuff this year, right? So let's say that they focus on that this year. Next year, assuming we have a bull run of some sort, you could have a situation where the team is flush with cash and they're very successful and they're trying to keep, servers going and trying to work through, like, it could be fires that they need to put out again, similar to 2021, where if we are successful, I'm actually being optimistic here, if they are able to, through marketing efforts, through having a better new player experience, onboard in the tens of thousands, not the hundreds or thousands, but the tens of thousands of people into this ecosystem. And the chances of that are even higher because it's not just Splinterlands now, right? Somebody could come in through Mooncart. Somebody could come in through, what's that called? GLS. Somebody could come in through Soulkeep, right? If they are able to do that and onboard, I think they're just going to be busy, and it'll be a period of expansion again. So think late 2021, early 2020, or late 2021, and most of 2022, where they brought in a bunch of people and they had to get these people onboarded and figure stuff out. If you remember, there was like no major releases for the game in that period between like December when Chaos Legion came out, December of 2021, until the ranked update in end of May, right? So June. So it was like 6 months of nothing going on. But there were a lot of people who joined the team and just needed to be on board, needed to be brought up to speed. I mean, I was even one of them, right? I joined in, was it like February, like sometime in Q1, and I was just on the creative side, right? I was just doing music, but there was like so many new faces. People were just, So my guess is that if the market does start to pick up, if things start to take off, it's going to be a situation where Matt, even as conservative as he is, may use that as an opportunity to say, okay, let's ramp things up, which is great. But it takes time to ramp things up. It takes time to get people into your ecosystem and have them learn it and do all those things. So, I don't even know who, if anyone, is focusing on nodes right now. It doesn't seem like, I shouldn't say that because I have no idea. And, there's a lot of people who kind of work behind the scenes in Splinterlands. But my guess is with land being a priority, with ranked play and player experience being a priority, there's probably very little to any, if any resources on nodes. And that might be something in which Matt looks at and says, hey, well, we just picked up 20,000 players, right? We've sold 5 million Rebellion packs. We're sitting pretty right now. We're good, right? We're good for the next 10 years with the way that I want to spend my money. Let's bring in somebody who's going to focus on nodes now. And it'll take that person time to come in or take whatever, resources off whatever they are right now and putting them on nodes. So I don't think we see nodes this year. I don't think we see nodes. It's hard for me to say next year too, because that's tough. But I think people are just gonna be way too excited with the bull run that it's gonna be one of those things that doesn't end up being high priority. Everybody's gonna be like, give us more cards, give us more things, give us a burn event, right? We want to see SPS go to the freaking moon, right? So I just think that's where the excitement's gonna be, and nodes don't bring that excitement. Now, people might start buying nodes because as the value of SPS goes up, the returns on nodes gets insane. So I would love to see more nodes get sold, but them actually being live and contributing in any kind of meaningful way to the ecosystem probably is, I'll stand by it. 2 years away. We'll come back here and you guys can either laugh at me or I'll say, I told you so. Vilson, what's going on? But then you got to have operational costs, have it up 24/7. Yeah, well, that's kind of the benefit of owning them right now is you don't have to do anything, which is, to me, a problem. Okay, I keep getting caught up in my own stuff here, so let me try to catch up on chat. So Marco says, I was a player a long time ago, and with the changes I made, a deck for the changes. Nice. Well, welcome back. I think that's going to be just as important. Players who were here a while back and are coming back. So either welcome back or welcome. Green Candle Day. What's up, Merlin's Matrix? What's going on, Skyer? Good to see you guys. Thanks for the thoughts. Yeah, anytime, Marcos. Thanks for stopping by. Bolts, what's going on? How are you? Supreme Victory says, I already regret getting involved with this airdrop, but I chose to get involved. Uh-oh, what did you do? Did you lose money? I mean, everything that I put into the LP is down, but like I said, I knew that was going to happen. So in that video I posted, I was just like, yeah, I'm going to keep it there for 6 months to a year and see what happens. In the meantime, I'll get some extra GLX. We'll do whatever it is. Luke says, Splinterlands' biggest mistake was being a web browser game. I don't think there's anything wrong with being a web browser game. I think what you're upset about is the fact that there's no solid mobile experience, which obviously they're still kind of working towards. If it was made on an app, we would have had a lot more land. Maybe. Red X, what's going on? Thank you for liking the stream. I appreciate you. Nodes will be started. Wibblewee, what's going on, Wibble? Good to see you. All right, so Almiel says SPS Node Tech is linked to GLG Node, which is an advanced stage. Meanwhile, you get paid 0.6 for Node every day. Personally, I sold all my Caspa, Sol, and came here heavy. This ecosystem is very juicy at the moment. I don't disagree. So here's the thing. In terms of just pure investment, if you're chasing ROI, yeah, nodes kind of make a ton of sense because they have, and I don't want to, let me be very careful. This is not financial advice. Nodes have very limited downside potential, right? Because they're already selling at such a discount to where they should be. So that's not to say that they can't go down any further. Okay. But I agree with you that compared to everything else, the return that they give in the tokens that they give them, right? SPS and vouchers, both valuable, is very nice at the prices that we're seeing, right? So it's like 40% when you got SPS at, 2.7 cents and vouchers at 3.5 cents. That's not terrible, right? Now, that doesn't mean that nodes can't go lower, but we've kind of seen 500-ish be the floor price for nodes. So, until they actually go live and you're required to take a cut of that to, pay electricity bills or server costs or have somebody, do it for you and just give them a cut. I don't disagree that they're very juicy. All right, so Bitcoin Sig. Well, I don't think nodes is too difficult as a layer 1 blockchain, but they want to make it easy to witness in layer 2, so that does complicate things. They might need to scale back expectations. So I don't want to name names here, but there's somebody that I spoke with who's not part of the team. So just, but they have a broader knowledge of proof of stake and just crypto as a whole, right? So I was having a conversation with them, and their analysis was that at this point in time, we only have like 5,000 nodes sold. That is not enough to actually secure the network. If they were to launch it, there would be a significant risk. So there need to be more nodes sold, which again just kind of goes with my theory that at this point, like, why would they bother getting the nodes live if they're going to put themselves at risk? Why not just focus on getting the game into a better space and getting SPS to the moon so that more nodes do sell, at which point you can then pivot back to decentralizing the game and getting nodes live. So again, I'm not technical. I don't know how this stuff works. I'm not even saying that I believe in that theory. I'm just saying that that's a theory that was told to me. And again, it had nothing to do with nodes being delayed. It was just that, they literally can't put the nodes out until they sell more, and we get a higher count and more decentralization out there. But maybe somebody who understands the space a little bit better, or that side of the technical space can shine a light and let me know. Who plays baby games? I don't know. Crypto Chad, what's going on? Team B wailing rich in a good way? Well, let's hope so. If they're doing well, that means that we're doing well. Bitcoin Sig, they should probably just have a normal Hive witness expectation, get it launched, and then try to make it easier when they can be a witness. Blockchain dev is a demanding resource. Well, you know way more about this stuff than I do, so I'd be curious to get your take. Crypto Chad, when moon? I don't know, man. I think it really all depends on Bitcoin. Mr. Z, greedy team aren't getting a penny more from me. Can't wait to sell everything. I'd take a 5x from here. Hey, man, they're still taking your time, though. Why are you here watching? Okay, so, no, Mr. Z, I'm not trying to give you a hard time, but I do want to know. Okay, I'd take a 5x from here. So, you would sell at what, 12.5, 13 cents, we'll say? And the reason I'm asking, if you don't mind giving us your playbook, is because I'm trying to figure out where the significant barriers are going to be, where the significant sell walls are going to be. I think there's going to be a lot psychologically for folks. And I think that there will also be a lot just logically based on the previous like highs that we have had. So, we got to like what, 3.5 cents ish last month. That'll probably be the first wall that we see. Before that, and that wasn't just then, but also, did we get up? No, I don't think we got up to 3 cents in July of last year with the staking requirement. But the year before that, in 2022, I believe SPS pumped to like 9 cents for the Riftwatcher sale. So my guess is you might have had a lot of people that saw the pump from 4.5 to 9 cents in September of 2022 and figured that we were going to the moon then, bought in at 9 cents, and are sitting on the bag right now. So 9 cents would probably be the kind of wall afterwards. Now you're telling me you would take a 5x from here. But I don't really know what your buying price is. That would put it at about 13 cents. Crypto chat, things are coming together. The future looking bright. Recently, lots of good news. I agree. Damn, never seen After Sound. So behind on the chat. Hey, man, we try. Dragon's Den. Then Rooney says, good luck launching L2 nodes without a cybersecurity lead. That's another good point. Yeah, they got rid of their head of security. All right, so Vilson says, did anyone listen to the space with Aggie and Killer Whales? I did. You're asking, I haven't yet. Is it worth it? No. I mean, no, you're not going to hear anything new. I haven't watched the episode yet, but you're not going to hear anything new. This is all stuff that we've known before. I think what was nice for me to hear was the very positive reception from some of those, like, major crypto influencers, 100, 200,000 followers and whatever. So that was nice to hear, because I think like Wendy O was on and she was saying like it was her favorite project. She made some comment about how like Aggie was the only one she didn't yell at. I'm like, okay, I guess that's a good thing. So it was nice to hear that. But is it worth your time because there's like some crazy alpha or interesting tidbits in there? No, it was very surface level. What Aggie did do, and again, I haven't seen the episode, so I don't know what it contains, although I do know that it was recorded in October of last year, so before all this other stuff. So what Aggie did talk about a little bit more was the fact that he didn't even mention it by name, Arcade Colony, but just talked more about the kind of potential with Arcade Colony, because he's just like, yeah, Splinterlands is overhauling Ranked and the land expansion, all this stuff, and on top of that, the other part of the business of the company is focused on bringing Web 2 games into the mix and giving them a Web 3 component. So, again, is that enough of a teaser for somebody who has no idea what's going on? Probably not. I mean, I liked it because I already know where the breadcrumbs lead. They lead back to Mooncarts, and that's a game that I already like. But yeah, it was interesting. Rooney says, Aggie did a really good job on Killer Whales, just don't expect too much from it. Not sure if that's the directional hype. Yeah, well, you know what? I'm getting hyped about what he did, but I agree with you in the sense that I don't know how many people are going to watch the show. Although, here's the thing, Rooney. The people that do watch the show looking for projects are probably our target audience, right? A person who's going to take the time to find a very niche type of show that is focused specifically on crypto and crypto gaming is probably going to be somebody that is similar to each and every one of us and has capital to a certain extent that they're willing to, jump into a project with. Again, it might not be thousands of dollars, but again, it doesn't need to be thousands of dollars. So whatever the reach of that is, and the best part I think about it is the fact that Splinterlands has to do zero marketing, right? You see Altcoin Daily and Killer Whales doing all the marketing for them. The amount of people that go in there are going to be our target demographic, people that we should be hopefully trying to convert into new players. So that's exciting. And I maintain the fact that like even just 500 new players wanting to come in and play competitively at silver, gold, diamond, whatever it is, that would shake up the ecosystem significantly. It wouldn't eat up everything and it wouldn't send us to the moon, but come on, you have to admit 500 players coming in, buying up 10,000 SPS each and a bunch of cards off the market. Yeah, that would be significant. Actually, how much would that be? 500. I just want to do math. 500 times 10,000. It'd be 5 million SPS. Okay, maybe not, the most, but still, we don't need that much SPS sold to move the markets. And it would lock up another 5 million. Bitcoin Sig says, I know Graphene, the blockchain software that it's based on. which comes from BitShares and needs a minimum of 7 witnesses. So they definitely have enough decentralization to do. Ideally, 21 works. All right, fair enough. Well, I hope you can convince the team to get it live sooner rather than later. Aggie is likable. I agree. He's chief FOMO officer. Thank you, Ankh. Appreciate you. Banter had already invested in SPL. So Rooney says Arcade Colony and Ronin Network are only 2 of its kind in Web3 platform. You know, Rooney, I apologize because I've been wanting to check out more stuff on Ronin and I just haven't. So at some point I will need to. You've been chilling it here, so it's been right there in my face and I haven't looked. So if rubbish projects as Shiba, Pepe, and Bonk did 100x's, why not a solid project like SPL? I've been in crypto since 2017, and all I can say is potentials I'm seeing here is big. Yeah, but see, that's the problem. Meme coins have something that other projects do not have, legitimate projects do not have. And that is a very short-term but incredibly passionate narrative, because people are trying to get rich. And so therefore it's easy to jump on the bandwagon. It's easy. Like, think about how many people out there gamble. They play the lottery, they go to the casino, whatever it is. It's easy for people to jump in on a narrative like that, right? I'll throw $100 at it, right? It's very hard to find a bunch of people that will casually throw $100 at something like Splinterlands or SPS, but they'll do it because their friend told them about Shiba or Pepe or Bonk. So that's the difference between meme coins and legitimate projects. Legitimate projects, like, you're only going to get into them if you are going to do the research and want to like further yourself within the ecosystem and learn more. Like, even me, of all people, as silly as this sounds, right? I'm not immune from throwing, a couple bucks into a meme coin here and there that I did zero research into, right? But again, it's just for the thrill of it, right? It's just for the thrill of it. And unfortunately, Splinterlands and most other legitimate projects are never going to have that. Now, we could try to turn SPS into a meme coin. I think there was a joke about that in Mav Chat maybe a year or two ago, and that'd be funny. But at this point, it's just too difficult to keep up with that, because it's short-lived, and it's short-lived, although it can be recurring. And it's just gambling, and I don't think people want to come and gamble on a game. Are we rich yet, Mitchell? Not yet. Well, I guess it depends on your definition of rich, but subject the team deliver on promises. Yeah. Yo, what's going on, Splinter Shorts? Good to see you here. Almiel, those are not rubbish projects, by the way. Shiba, Pepe, and Bonk. Bonk actually has a very strong team building things and supporting the Sol ecosystem. That's awesome. Don't own any, by the way, not shilling. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, Ponzi schemes like meme coins will always rise and fall, because even though there are lovers, I'm assuming you meant losers. Oh yeah, they're also winners. Yo, Brandon's in the house. What's going on? FYI, Crypto Eater is moving forward with the SPL inspired meme coin, push and shove. Check out his post in Mav Chat and Discord for it. Nice. I don't know what he's planning to do, but what was it? Was it Vrooz? I think it was when Vrooz came out. So maybe a year ago, we were talking about how, you have a dog coin, you have.